The lonely CEO spent Christmas alone, until the little girl said, "Come have party at my place." Snow fell like tiny diamonds against the dark city skyline. The streets were alive with laughter, families taking photographs under glittering lights, children pulling their parents toward toy shops. Christmas Eve magic everywhere, except in the topmost corner office of Orion Tower. There, a man sat alone. Alexander Knight, the youngest billionaire CEO in the city, stared at the silent phone in his hand. No one had called. Not a single "Merry Christmas" message. The whole world celebrated warmth and love, and he was trapped in an empty glass castle, pretending he didn't care. He told the staff to go home early, gave them Christmas bonuses, even added extra for their families. But he forgot one thing: he didn't have a family to go home to. His holidays had always been like this since his parents passed away when he was a teen, quiet, cold, forgotten. He pressed his palm against the large window, watching the city lights blur through his reflection. What's the point of all this success, he thought, if I eat dinner alone every night? He turned off his office lights and stepped into the freezing night, coat tight around his chest. Maybe he'd just take a walk, pretend he belonged out there somewhere. He passed couples carrying gifts, kids singing carols. He tried smiling, but somehow, it hurt more. Until a small voice broke through the winter air. "Hey, mister, why are you walking all alone?" Alexander blinked and looked down. A little girl, maybe 7 years old, stared up at him with the brightest hazel eyes. Pink wool hat, mismatched mittens, a tiny backpack covered in stickers. And no adult in sight. I'm just going home," he replied softly. "But you look sad," she said, frowning. "Christmas is for smiling." He tried to brush it off. "I'm fine, really." She narrowed her eyes like she didn't believe a word. Then she reached into her pocket and pulled out a tiny candy cane, the cheap kind they give for free at stores. She placed it in his hand. "That's for you," she said. "If you eat one, you have to be happy. That's the rule." He stared at the candy. Something twisted in his chest. "Thank you." Her grin widened. She had a missing front tooth. "My name is Lily. What's yours?" "Alexander." "Alexander," she repeated, as though testing the shape of the name. "You sound like a superhero." He chuckled. "I'm definitely not." "You could be," she said confidently. Then she pointed behind her. "Hey, we're having a Christmas party at my place. You can come. There's cookies and hot cocoa and movies." Alexander froze. A family celebration, an actual invitation. I can't, Lily. I don't want to disturb." "But you're not disturbing." She tugged his sleeve, earnest and determined. "Mommy says Christmas is for everyone. Even strangers who look lonely." His throat tightened. He looked down the road, a small, cozy house with a flickering string of lights around the porch. The windows glowed warm. He heard faint laughter. He wanted to say no. He should say no. But she squeezed his hand. And for the first time in years, his heart softened. "Okay," he whispered. Lily gasped happily and pulled him toward the house. Inside, the warmth hit him like sunshine. The living room was small but decorated with love, a crooked little tree, handmade ornaments, paper stars taped to walls. A woman turned from the table, young, tired-looking, flour smudged on her cheek, but her eyes, gentle. "Mommy," Lily shouted. "This is Alexander. He was lonely so I invited him." Alexander flushed with embarrassment. I'm sorry. I didn't want to intrude." The woman smiled, wiping her hands on her apron. "Anyone who needs company is welcome in our home. I'm Amelia." That night, something changed. They ate gingerbread cookies Lily decorated badly, but proudly. They watched a silly Christmas movie on a small TV. They played charades and laughed until Alexander forgot what loneliness even felt like. Then came gift time. Lily handed him a drawing, stick figures, Lily, her mom, and him, holding hands. "Merry Christmas, Alexander," she said. His eyes stung. He didn't remember the last time anyone had given him a gift from the heart. Amelia touched his arm gently. "You're welcome here anytime." He couldn't speak. If he did, he might cry. Before leaving, Lily hugged his waist tightly. "Don't be lonely anymore, okay?" His hand shook as he rested it on her tiny back. "I promise, Lily." That night, Alexander didn't return to an empty tower. He returned with something new inside him. Hope. Weeks passed. Alexander came by often, dinners, homework help, weekend outings. The more time he spent with them, the more he realized this was happiness. Not million-dollar deals, not awards, not penthouses, just a little girl who laughed like sunshine. Just a woman who looked at him like he mattered. He started supporting Lily's school anonymously. Fixed the heating in their home. Helped Amelia with her late-night shifts by hiring her into his own company, offering fair pay, flexible hours. He didn't do it as charity. He did it because they were his now. Next Christmas Eve, exactly 1 year later, he lit up that little house with thousands of sparkling lights. Employees volunteered, neighbors joined, tables full of food and music. Amelia pulled him aside, tears glistening. "You changed our lives." He shook his head gently. "No, you changed mine." Then Lily ran toward them, holding mistletoe over Alexander's head, giggling. "Now you have to kiss mommy." Both adults froze, then laughed, and Alexander finally leaned down and kissed Amelia's forehead before pulling her into a real embrace. Family. Something he thought he'd never have again. As fireworks burst above, Lily squeezed his hand. "See, you're not lonely anymore." He knelt to her level, eyes shining. "Never again. Because I have you." If you're watching this right now, maybe you've felt alone too. Maybe holidays are hard, or you think no one cares. But somewhere in this world, someone could be waiting to offer you a little candy cane, a tiny smile, and a place you belong.